What's going on, fellow degens? Welcome back to another video with Havoc the Degen. I'm Havoc the Degen. This video is sponsored by Dibs Money. Now, with that being said, sponsored, unsponsored, you're getting my real opinion on this. Also, I don't know if I need to say it, but I will say it. I don't do videos on any projects if I don't believe in them. Does that mean they're going to succeed, make you money, lose you money? Who knows? Realistically, I assume that 30 to 50% of the time that I go into projects, I might lose some money. But my goal is to make more than I lose and continue to reinvest that into new projects. And right now, Tomb Forks, they've been my best play. So let's keep going. Today, we're going over a project called Dibs Money. And you've probably heard of this project already, but if you haven't been paying attention, they are making some changes. Or maybe not so much changes, but they're adding some new features. But before we dive into that, it has to be said, I'm a degen. Chances are if you're here, you are probably also a little bit of a degen. We like those high, juicy APRs, and we're always looking for crazy returns. But it must be said, I am not a financial advisor. This should not be construed as financial advice. Always do your own research and never invest money that you can't afford to lose. If we've learned anything over the past week or 2 weeks or month or whatever you want to say about this market, it's that it is a little volatile. That being said, there are strategies that can give you an advantage that can help you continue to earn degen APRs and make more tokens or money or whatever in these crazy markets. So let's talk a little bit about one of my favorites. Now, if you're familiar with Dibs Money, fantastic. If you're not familiar with it, it's a seigniorage protocol, or as many would call it, a tomb fork. Currently, they have Dibs and they have D shares. So Dibs is their peg token and D share is the share token. Dibs is pegged to 1/1000th of a BNB. Now, it should be noted, as far as I'm aware, Dibs has never gone below peg, which is extremely rare. According to What the Fork, they have been audited and KYC'd. We can see that they were audited by Interfi. The audit came back showing a low risk severity, which if you're not familiar with these audits, that is a good thing. That's why it's green. Dibs does have an active ownership of their contracts. So this is different than some of them that have renounced ownership. But from what I've seen, whether or not that's actually going to protect you could be debated. After doing a little bit of digging, I was able to find out that they have been KYC'd with 0xguard or Oxguard, whatever it's called. And speaking of Twitter, if you're not following Havoc the Degen, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, head on over to Twitter or click the link in the description down below and let's connect on Twitter. And as long as we're on that, if you haven't already, please do yourself a favor, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications, and smash the like button. Drop me a comment, let me know, is this your first time joining us, or have you been here for a while? Either way, back to your scheduled broadcast. So we understand what Dibs is, we understand what D-Share is. Now let's talk about what they're adding to the platform. Dibs Money is going to be adding US Dibs, which will be their stable coin on the protocol, pegged to BUSD. And how they're doing it is pretty cool. They're going to be doing a pre-sale. You're going to be able to buy 1 US Dibs for 1.2 BUSD. And before you say, wait, if this is a dollar coin, why are we spending $1.20 on it or 1.2 BUSD? So if you've been in any tomb fork that has a stable coin peg, most of them operate for the first, I would say, couple weeks, couple months even, well above that peg. I remember when I first got into Great Finance, I think the token was at $4 or $5, and it kind of ranged right there. So if I wanted to get the dollar peg token, it was like $4 to get it. But from what I can gather, they're doing this pre-sale to help build that liquidity and keep the price relatively close to that dollar mark. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to go up from there. It also doesn't mean it's not going to go down from there. But $1.20 for the dollar peg token is very reasonable, especially when it is just getting started. This weekend, I think Grape was at $1.30 or something like that, and Walrus was at like $1.15. So those are some stable pegs on the AVAX chain. Again, I'm just saying that because if you're new to Tomb Forks, you're probably still trying to gather, the dollar for $1. Why is it more? So sometimes it's under $1, sometimes it's over $1. In the beginning, they are often well above the dollar, which is something you have to take into consideration when you are looking at all those juicy APRs. So here are the Genesis pools that are going to exist. You're going to have US Dibs, BUSD, LP, meaning you're going to have to go buy the US Dibs or you're going to have to earn it. I believe you can earn it in the boardroom with D-Share. You can also earn it with Dibs BNB, which is their primary peg token, or with the D-Share BNB token. Now, if you want to buy the US Dibs on the pre-sale at that $1.20 price, which personally I think is a really good option, they're going to offer the pre-sale for 300,000 tokens on Orbital Swap. So if you remember the last video I did with Titan being Orbital Swap or owning Orbital Swap, creating their own DEX, this is going to be, I believe, the first pre-sale outside of Titan on Orbital Swap. So you'll have that option. You can do that. Or if you want to do the Genesis pools, let's say you wanted to do the Dibs BNB LP, let me show you a strategy that I like to use. Now, I wanted to add this strategy because this strategy is something that I use to try to limit risk while having a higher degen, opportunity or whatever you want to say. Basically, what I'll do is I'll go to something like Annex, which is a Binance lending and borrowing platform, and I'll deposit something like USDC or BUSD or something that has a decent APY. Then I'm going to borrow something like BNB because remember, Dibs BNB are pegged and they've stayed right around this number for quite some time now, which means if I go here to the farm and I zap in my BNB to be Dibs BNB, I'm going to have an equal part of Dibs and an equal part of BNB. Now, because I borrowed that BNB, I am paying a 0.66% interest rate. But keep in mind, I'm earning 0.46% per day. And the best part about this strategy is that if the price continues to fall, let's say BNB goes down, which means Dibs goes down, right? Because it's pegged to it. Because my BNB is borrowed against collateral, I don't care. I have to pay back the amount of BNB I borrowed. I don't have to pay back the dollar value at the time which I borrowed it. But that also means I have to keep an eye on it because if it goes way up, then I may have to sell some to fix my position because I don't want to get liquidated. Now, again, this is a little bit of a degen play, but that's why we're here, right? I'm not saying you should do it. I'm saying this is something I do. So keys to remember, US Dibs launching on Thursday, the 16th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. UTC, if I'm not mistaken. The pre-sale will be on Orbital Swap. Price of the token will be $1.20. With that, hopefully this video has been helpful. If it has, do me a favor, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment, let me know you enjoyed it, let me know if you learned anything, or if you have any other cool strategies for working in a tomb fork or using a tomb fork that you found to be really profitable. Because at the end of the day, we're all here to make some money.